Just setting up a few more things. For some reason, the output was going through my Cintiq. I don't know why. Um, but we'll just wait for a few more people to enter the chat, and then we'll kick things off. Also, I'm not sure if the drawing chat is accessible, but just remember you can always put stuff up in the chat as I'm drawing. Yeah. Looks like Dubsky. Hey, okay, sweet. Okay, cool. We got people chatting. Bum, 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 bum. Wait for a few more people, but I hope everyone's having a great day. It's amazing weather here today. It's unbelievable, actually. Shitty weather yesterday, but it's really nice now. But what I might do is that just basically introduce what we're doing here today. I know some of you guys here every week, so you hear the same spiel, but just for any newcomers, welcome. Basically I do these once a week. It's like a live drawing where I'll just work on a particular asset or just show you some of the process. I'll kind of just chat as I'm going through it. I might ask questions for you guys. You guys are welcome to, if you see anything you want to ask, put it up in the chat as well. And yeah, if my audio goes out or anything, let me know. I've been having a little bit issues with my Cintiq in the sense that sometimes the pen stops working. If that happens, I'll have to restart, but it should be all right. But this should usually go for about an hour. With the previous gen, I was using Illustrator. With this, I'll be using Photoshop. Well, I'm just going to show you how I'm going about building up the Gen 2. So with today, I'm going to do a little bit of two things. So I'm going to finish off the inking. We'll try and finish off some of the inking of this particular asset. Well, basically it's the joint grin, but obviously just tripping them out a lot. This is basically this sketch. And just to show you how it kind of folds over the top of it. And I'm just working on finishing this inking. Some of it I might actually not do in this chat because I have to go to Illustrator. Well, I don't have to, but I just like to get it exact. So some of these, like these lines here, these long ones, what I usually do is I do them as vectors in Illustrator, and then I'll bring them in. But what we're going to do today, we're going to kind of finish off this section here in terms of inking. We might leave some of these tendrils, but just to show you what the inking kind of looks like. And then we'll do a bit of sketching on these eyes over here. But without further ado, I'll kick it off. But yeah, this is kind of, you can kind of start to see how it's gonna go really crazy. I'm trying to, again, also like try and find the middle ground between going too hectic and also like, yeah, you want to try and find a middle ground. I definitely went too hard on the first one. So what we might do is I'm just going to drop the opacity of the sketches again. This also needs to come up. Line up here. Okay, I know what's doing there. Okay, so there's a bit of, I'm just going to really look at where my eyes are. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. So some of this I'm bringing in, some of this line art I'm bringing into from the other one. What I'm doing is I've just basically created a mask, a clipping mask, and I've just clipped it over the top. You can go in then, and it's a non-destructive. So layer masks basically are layer masks are good because it allows you, basically you create like a mask layer to the right. So I don't know if you guys can see this layer I'm highlighting here. There's a little black thing. So if I use black, I use black on the layer, it takes, sorry, I use black on a layer, it takes stuff away. If I change my mind and I want to include that, I just basically use white. But this way it allows you to edit layers without it being destructive. So I'm I'm just getting rid of some of these lines underneath. I want to keep some of these vector lines. I also adjusted the line weight a bit from the previous ones, but this is also just so that the line art matches with each other. So I'm just going through and I'm editing this a little bit. I don't know what's happened here, but that should be edited really good. But layer masks are very, very helpful. Because it allows you to make changes without destroying things. And to be honest with you, I don't like this nostril, so I'm going to redraw it anyway. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so in here, we've got a line. Yeah, okay. So what I'll do, shit, what's that line? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one. It's back line. So I've actually redrawn it in. So basically just get rid of that. And then it's actually on another layer. So this I'm just going to destroy it anyway, but I'm just going to use it erase it to actually put it behind. And this bit here I overshot, but that's the thing as well with layers, you can overshoot a bit and then kind of clean it up afterwards. Okay, so let's bring the opacity up here. Okay, that line art looks not too bad, but you can see as well, obviously we got some unfinished stuff over here. So I'll just rotate the canvas and then this is a bit of my sketching layer. I've got on a few layers for sometimes I tend to draw things on one layer above it. If I'm doing a new section, and then I'll merge the layers together. It allows me to do a couple of things. One, it allows me to overshoot and then erase if I need to. It also just makes me feel less pressure in terms of if I make a mistake. Now with the brush tool as well, similar to with the Illustrator, I could kind of choose exact kind of dimensions for each line, but essentially I'm kind of using a similar technique. It's not going to be exact, but it's pretty close. So basically 15 is for things like this size, and 20 is for bigger things, and then 25, 30 is for bigger lines. So here as well, this nose here, I'll probably put it at a 20. Now, I talked about this before as well. So at the moment, smoothing is off. So this is just my freehand. And you can see it's a little bit shaky. So I might just pump up the smoothing just for this line. And see, the thing is as well, because I've got another layer, you're better off, instead of trying to match this and see how there's like a little bit of a dip there, sometimes it's better just to overshoot. So you start here, you draw this nice curved line, and then what you can do, you come in, so I'll just might drop this down a bit, and you can adjust that. I can also go see how there's a little bit that's come over here, just get rid of that. And now that's a nice even line like that. Then the nostril, I'll probably put it at 20 still. Actually, that's 10. Like that. If you want to bevel these edges as well, you can kind of shave them up like that. You can use what I've been using is I've been using the eraser tool, or I just come in with the lasso tool. So I'll just send this a bit here. Okay, one sec. Okay, let's get this mushroom sorted. So we'll do nice. Also, when you should always be rotating your canvas all the time. Like it's more to do with, especially because we're doing like trying to create smooth line art. You don't want to kind of pet the line. You don't want to keep this like petting it. It goes gradually. You want to kind of do smooth motions. Because sometimes if the way the object is placed, you're better off drawing in vertical. You do like better curved lines in a vertical thing than one like that. So start here. Probably should have brought that away. And I'll just use a bracket. I use again always hotkeys. Hotkeys are important. Just add this in. Now I will say, you guys are probably not going to ever see me do color work in these moving forward because we're looking to hire someone else to color it for me, just so that I can focus on getting the line art done. So these are the kind of tendrils creeping up the mushroom. So yeah, just that. Um, maybe. And I am petting this one a little bit because I just want it to be a bit thicker. Okay, then just rotate it. Now I'm just going to come in and just do some of these hairs. So this will be 15. And you'll notice that Control Z a lot of light. Much of top. Like that. Trying to work our way down. Yeah, I use all digital artists will smash Control Z a lot. It's the beauty of being able to use a digital medium. Allows you to get software for coloring. Well, I mean, with the original, with using Illustrator, but with Photoshop, essentially what will happen will just be creating another layer. So I might be able to show you guys a working technique, but basically you just create another layer underneath and then you would color it. You block color, you probably usually block color by using the magic wand. You know, you select the whole section, color it in, and then you guys basically have another layer for shading. But okay, so we've got the big joints. Might just pop the smoothing down a little bit. Just want to give it a bit more flowy. And just need to see. Oh yeah, okay. So I like all those lines, by the way. So I'm just going to bake this all together. So now it's all together now. I'm going to create a little one on top, and I'm just going to overshoot again. So now these edges, with Illustrator, you go in. So there's two ways you can. We want these a bit tapered, so you can kind of go like this. I am trying to play around with the settings to get a good tapered line, but I get a trade-off between, because I still want to have uniform width for the majority of the line. Obviously, if it's a generated collection, you want it to be stable across the board. Just draw these. Okay. Now, obviously, we overshot here. Get rid of that. This line as well. And we also want to add this big snaggletooth thing. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to pump this up to 25. Overshoot. We're going to bump up the smoothing a bit actually. Now, smoothing will create nice smooth lines. The more you have the smoothing, the smoother it will be, but there's more lag. So you can see how it takes a while for it to come here. See it comes there. When it starts to join it. Just kind of running like little like mathematical equations, but you want to try and find a trade-off, like, because you don't want to have it up too high. There's also like I forget which way how to do it actually, but there's a pull string mode there where it creates like this string. I don't know if these guys can see that big circle thing. I don't really know why he would use this. It feels weird to me, but I don't know. Some people can do what you want. I guess so. Snaggletooth. I turn the shit off. So I'll be honest. Like I do love Procreate, the studio pen in there. I kind of like a bit better than the Cintiq brushes, that Photoshop brushes, but I don't know. I wish we could use Procreate on a Cintiq as well. Just you guys obviously can't see this, but the screen is massive and I love working on it. It's like it's 24 inches, so it's more than it's double in the length of my iPad, but even bigger width as well. Now I am just doing these tapering lines just to show you guys here, but normally what I do, I just don't even worry about them until the end, and then I'll just go in and adjust them as I go. I just want to kind of get the main details down. I also will just go with this. And maybe a nice slide. Yeah. Okay. Now, again, these long tendrils, we're not going to worry about them. There's something that I'm going to be in Illustrator and then basically bring it in. But let's finish off the beard here. Start over here. Just gonna smoothing way too hard. He's kind of, I'm basically here, you can see as well. So like, he's got a big teeth, but then he's also got like, because originally this guy, he's the one that had the, you can see the evolution in the sense that he had the beard is kind of turned into this wolf creature, and then the beard's gone even crazier. Just covered his whole face. Okay, and then this put in here. So you see as well, I haven't erased this little bit here. Now these lines here, I should have used. I'm just going to. I should be 25. I'm just going to put a nice smooth line like that. Get rid of those. Good. Here as well. Should start to check, yeah. Nice smooth line, get rid of this, and now it's starting to kind of come together. Oh yeah, it's two. Sometimes I get lost in my own drawing. What is that? Like this. That's the beauty. If you overshoot, you just erase until it meets. You know, in here as well. This should move like that. This is like this bit here is like the face like melting between the teeth. So you can see like his lips are going to be melting across his face. This bit here, this line here, is the gum kind of shooting over the top. It's just to give it a bit more like it's the gum around around that big tooth, and then in here as well. It's just the options if you like. Okay, so you see most of that starting to come together there. You know, stuff like this, just to show you guys. You know, that's going to be black. We're also, you know, going to add some heavier shadings. Yeah. That's why I always expand it. You always want to expand it because, especially when you use Magic Toolbox, there'll be like these little artifacts where it kind of doesn't grab it. So I usually just expand by one or two pixels. You can probably do 2 pixels with it, but it's just going to start adding more dimension in here. I just need to do this little bit in here as well, actually. So this is like I guess the top part of the beard. These are like rings around the little teeth. Just do this right here. So once I finish up with this, then we'll move on to we'll do the next half will be more sketchy. Start working on the eyes a bit. I should have fucked that up a little bit. I actually put it on the same layer. Actually, I want to put that on different. Okay. That's French for fuck. My partner's French, and I say the town. I basically know what French swear words. And I'm being particular, so that's see in here as well. You can see overshot a little bit, just tied it up. But that's the beauty, like you can of doing multiple layers. It allows you to kind of overshoot and match them up perfectly. That's how it's starting to look. This eye, for instance, what I'll do. I don't know if you guys, yeah, you guys can't see it. Just give 1 second. I'm just in Illustrator. I'm just grabbing something. I don't know if shit, where is it? No, that's open. I'll leave it for now. But basically, I'm going to. I've already got this eye kind of done in Illustrator. It's going to pop it in black and white. Let's do that again. Now with these sections here, with this like these long tendrils, I want them to be exact. There's a couple of ways you can do it. I mean, I can literally draw them in if I wanted to, but you have to get exact. You know, or you do a big line. I'll show you actually. Many ways you can find out achieve the same results. So you do like a big line. Let's just draw a nice line like that. You could go layer style stroke. I mean, you stroke the actual line and then you can adjust how you want it. I am very meticulous on this stuff, so I'll have to go into Illustrator, create like vector lines, and then bring it in, and then just overlay on the top. Basically, like especially for something like a complicated piece like this, you know, the mouths and the hats are probably going to be the most complicated area because they're kind of like center pieces of the style. You just keep like going back and forth, layering up, and then you basically create like one final black and white layer, and then hand it over to the guy that will handle the color, and they color it in, and then you basically got an asset. You can see how it's going to start to get pretty crazy. It's going to evolve into something like that. Now, what we might do is work a little bit on some eye sketching stuff. I just want to refine the sketch. So I was looking at something like this. This is pretty rough. With this, actually, you can start to see how they're going to look pretty crazy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn what layer is it? I'm going to turn everything off except that sketch. So let's turn all this off. Actually, I'm just going to save as well just before. I've had instances where like my computer, like the yeah, so for instance, yeah, so Kev, let's go, so yeah. So there's already one winner that's going to have their stuff incorporated. So I'll incorporate in a, you know, your character's coming out of an eye, or it's like, you know, it's nestled here in the mouth, or you know, whatever. It's basically how it's going to work. So you'll find you find the artwork within the collection. Yeah. So with this eyes, what I'll show you. So we are going to kind of draw back over it. So we start to like refine the sketch or add to it and stuff like that. With this, like I could definitely add more to it, but again, it is getting a bit crazy. So I just need to kind of like calm down a little bit. And but I always like to do a second pass of any sketch. So once I've sketched it once, I'll refine the sketch. And in this sense, basically, I'm using like I'll use the same pen. There is like pencil ones. I haven't really explored them too much. I usually just drop the opacity right down, and I'll drop the smoothing right down to like pretty much nothing. Because again, it doesn't matter if this is rough. We're just trying to like work out the line art and stuff like that. But this is where, you know, we can make sure that everything's starting to match up pretty well, and just refine the sketch a little bit. So not come in here. Okay. You know, and that's where also I might be like, okay, well maybe, you know, maybe this comes out of it, you know, or maybe, you know, maybe in here we, you know, add an ear, you know, things like that. But you know what? Fuck it, rather we'll add an oversharing. So I feel that just needed a little bit more. Just keep it nice and simple. Forget that on macro, minor level here. I'm going to kind of extend this mohawk a little bit. He's got a bit of a mullet. I want to respect the mullet. This is also where, you know, you can play around with, you know, instead of having his teeth closed, I could, you know, have it, you know, open, you know, so just question, do you reckon teeth closed, like he's like grinning with his big toothy grin, or do you reckon like open mouth, work on an open mouth? But you guys feel open mouth, closed mouth. Kev, Kevatio, so it's thinking open now. There we go. That's if you're, it's all about speed in this game. So we're going with open now. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. Okay. Now we might. I remember this is just a sketch, so it's supposed to be a bit rough. But it is the refined sketch as well. Cool. Yeah, so this is also, so it's like his brows coming out of go a little bit, just to give the silhouette a bit more of shape. And that's like here, it's other cheek, standard cheek. He has the kind of, I was thinking, even seeing his fingers, finger lines. Essentially, this is using a thicker line to put it straight. This is the eye, and this beam's going to be coming through there. Needs to come out a little bit more. I think so, like that. So, okay. Now this mushroom up here, I don't know about. I just don't know if I like it. So what I might do is I'm just going to. I don't mind the shape, but it might work to. It might work to create something else a little bit different. Maybe because that guy's got he's got a mouth like that. Maybe we give this one a mouth, but it's like he's like a happy one. So, and we'll give kind of release those kind of teeth. And his tongue will probably be placed about that's it. And it is rough, so you know, absolutely. Exactly. And that this is also the beauty of it, like you might draw something like I like it, but I want it to be down or up or whatever. But I quite like it in that position anyway. I wouldn't mind like a bit of so we might jump to the red part. Shit. Because it's kind of bending over and we're all about the drip. No, actually, maybe too much good. Maybe. Is that the fold, like the crease? Do something like that. Actually, no. It's the same. Okay, now here, yeah, he's got a single eye, so what we'll do, we'll give him another single eye as well. Right. Or yeah, nice single eye. Now, personally, me anime, not really. I don't. I watched Akira. Basically, it's done for my anime. I know it's good. It's just sometimes they go too long. Something like this, like normally, if this is like me going a bit hectic, I would be like drawing eyes, an eye coming out of this. But maybe that starts to be too hectic there. Yeah, what do you guys think? Like eye popping out or just a normal eye? Like trying to see what things. To, yeah, yeah, it's gonna be like it won't look, yeah, not white. Yeah, okay. Okay. And should do one like that. Normally I would just leave it like that, but it's just for your guys' sake, just trying to visualize a bit better. Yeah. Oh shit, scared the shit out of me. And I just want to refine the styles. Yeah. Okay, I got about 10 minutes left. Okay. Drool or no drool? Drool on the tongue or no drool? Drool. No drool. Drool. Okay, cool, cool. Okay. Yeah. Actually, that was actually not pretty. That was actually pretty good draw for the first draw. But shit, I fucked it. Okay. I need to redraw it. That's too symmetrical. Putain. What was that? You can also put like an Astral tab as well later. Usually that's a placeholder for now. And here, so this will kind of look like this. Real benefits. Well, drop that down. Okay, now here is a question. So nice. Same minds, mate. Think alike. Okay, so here I had these kind of like, I don't really know what they are, like kind of like little things. So I was thinking we could just have it stop like that, or we could give him like horns. The only problem is it starts to kind of look like his arms, and then I'm like, also like I quite like doing some flashy eyelashes, like some real old school eyelashes that like be more like this. A shroom shot out of the side. Oh, like a mushroom on a mushroom, like a mushroom, like something like that. Yeah, the only problem is I'm starting to get too detailed this section, and then it's gonna look too busy. I have to like calm myself sometimes. Or like, what about like, I don't know, like like a fluff ball thing, bong ball. Or yeah, like maybe just don't even have anything there. I mean, to be honest, the mushroom will do. It will look fine without all this stuff, to be honest. It might actually just be detracting a little bit. But I'll just show you actually. I'll just finish up this other section so you can decide. And I'm just going to quickly just smash these tendrils. That's going to be completed tendril. This one's going to be disconnected. So that's doing that sometimes. Just to okay. So have something coming out of his ears or oops, ways that I do. Yeah, or just a normal mushroom. So that'd be like what it would kind of look like normal. Or he has like these weird things. To be honest with you, I'm feeling maybe just a normal mush. I don't know. Or something like that. Yeah, fuck it, let's do residuals. Alpheus. He's gonna have Alpheus. I've decided. Just want to find him a little bit of shit. Actually got the capacity out there. I'll show you a little cheat code. And just it's ready. Bringing over here. Yeah, that actually looks not too bad. Because I feel he's lacking some. I just didn't figure out what. Okay. Let's turn the rest of the steps around. Okay. Most of this, to be honest with you, as well, like I didn't probably need to refine this one too much because I just want to show you guys what the process would look like. But all this other stuff, I don't mind too much, and I don't want it to go too heavy. What I might do though is like I just like adding sometimes like little things in, like especially with the tangery stuff. I like doing like these. I like adding like cuts. So just to kind of show that they're like a tube, you know. Which adds like some dimension to it. You know, you can even do a little bit of juice coming out. This section here as well. So there's been some stuff coming here, but this actual big part here, that's kind of running towards the mouth, is going to be it's going to be like a it'll be basically like it'll kind of look like this, but just a rainbow color. So it'll be like kind of like color like pumping out of the eye. And then these would just be regular tubes. You can see as well, added like a bigger cut in here. But we're reaching nearing the end. So what I'll do is just turn on some of the layers again so we kind of see how it's starting to look. So I might just I'm just going to do something quickly. I'm going to merge these cells. And I'm just going to adjust it so it's really dark. But doesn't want to look dark. Actually, I know what I will. I just want to show you a little bit more. So the line out that with that. You can see how it's starting to take shape. Now, obviously, the color will look. Let's have a look. Okay, so just as an example, I'll show you guys. So you can visualize. So like the color will. Oh shit. Laptops. Shit, my screen's closed. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but my screen has frozen, like completely frozen. So I don't know what is. I was gonna go into my own library and see if okay. My screen is frozen. I'm joining with my phone. I don't know if you guys see anything. I'm just gonna check the chat on my phone. Yeah, my whole screen is fucked. Let's have a look. Yeah, my screen's frozen. I don't know what it's stuck on. But I will say, if you, yeah, okay, stream's gone. Okay. As soon as I open up that file, it just crashed it. Well, I'm gonna have to restart my computer anyway, but it's reaching 3 o'clock anyway. So we might wrap this up here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed either way. Get a little kind of sneak peek into what's kind of happening with the Evolve collection. Again, there'll be more color work when we bring on the secondary person to help color it in, because again, I want to be able to add that detail in, but I also don't want to, spend 10 years on the collection. We want it to have it out as soon as we can. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tune in next week for some more stuff, and yeah, get involved in the creative competitions, because actually for next week I'll try and get the first one to show you how actual how your work will be incorporated into it. Till next time, guys. I'll see you then.
Uh,